Alright guys, I'm Erica with Off Leash Canine Training Hawaii and
Spencer, Off Leash Canine Training Hawaii as well.
And today we're trying to bring about awareness of what happens to a dog in a hot car by making ourselves sit in a hot car for the next 30 minutes to show you what it does to us and then explain to you a little bit on what it can do to your animal and how quickly they can start developing brain damage, heat stroke, and then eventually it leads to death. So, add anything?
Oh, I've been in this car for about 45 seconds now and I'm already sweating bad, very profusely.
So today the average temperature outside here in Hawaii is 85 degrees. We got a thermostat in the back to keep track on how warm it's going to get into this heat box we're sitting in. Right now it's sitting around 92 degrees and we all just got in, so the car was already hot to begin with. So a couple of facts that we dug up to do this. The American Veterinary Medical Association had a few things to say, and we go to the store and we think, oh, it's just going to be a couple minutes, let me go ahead and crack the windows. You can see our windows are cracked to simulate, you know, the windows being cracked while you run into the store to get your dog. What we fail to realize is that even on a day that is only 70 degrees outside and it feels cool for us, in just a matter of minutes, that car's temperature can rise up to 20 to 30 degrees. And it only takes about 5 to 10 minutes maximum for your dog to start getting organ damage, liver damage, and then their brain damage is starting to affect them, as well as heat stroke. And then after that, we're kind of on Biden minutes and seconds on how much longer that pup's going to last.
So I'm glad she brought up like 5 to 10 minutes, because a lot of times we want to just maybe run into the store, grab something real quick at the gas station. Oh, the dog's going to be fine. We'll crack the windows. And a lot of times it could take maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but sometimes you don't know what's going to happen in the store. Maybe there's a long line. Maybe something's happening. You know, whatever problems may, you know, I go in, I'm thinking it's going to be a quick run, and next thing I know, I'm in there 10-15 minutes, and I've totally forgot about, you know, the dog that you've left in the vehicle. So don't, you know, a quick stop can turn into something very deadly. So we just want to make you aware of that. I mean, it's already been about 2 minutes 45 seconds we've been in here, and I'm sweating, and I have the luxury to put a t-shirt on and shorts on versus a dog with a lot of hair. So
yeah, I'm over here sweating too. It's getting warm in here. It's heating up fast. The car that we're in right now, it's sitting in predominantly direct sunlight. To simulate that, a lot of parking lots that you go to, they're not going to have that shade coverage either. So we went ahead and parked it right in the middle of the sun. What's it doing back there?
So it's going up 2 degrees in about a minute and a half.
So, wow, it's going to go quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after doing a little bit of research, there are unreported hundreds of dogs dying in vehicles every year. Sometimes, you know, we hear about them on the news, and they make a big story out of it. For instance, the police dogs that get left in the hot vehicles. So we only hear about 5% of the dogs that actually die in these hot vehicles. The rest of it, you know, the family just has to do what they need to do, and it's not really big news reported that gets worldwide. So it's just to make everybody aware, this is what's going on. It's not good. We shouldn't be leaving our dogs in these hot cars. It only takes a few minutes. All right, everybody, we're coming up on 10 minutes. Exactly 9 minutes and 49 seconds. It's creeped up. How many is that?
98 degrees, almost 100.
We're sitting at in between 98 and 100 degrees. About 10 minutes. It's kind of where we hit that, you know, you're either going to make it or you're not going to make it. 10 minutes tends to be one of those numbers that we're like, oh, hey, no worries. It's just 10 minutes. You know, that's not very long. But in reality, it really is. The difference between us sitting here and our dog sitting here is we made the conscious decision to do this to prove a point, whereas when we leave our dogs in the car, they don't have that choice and they don't understand what's going on. The average dog's temperature is higher than ours too, so whereas we sit at a 98.6 degrees, a dog's going to be anywhere between 107 and 102.3 degrees, so they already have that elevated temperature to begin with. And then leaving them in the car, they don't understand. And that's just going to heighten their anxiety. They're going to be pacing. They're going to get a lot hotter, a lot faster, because they're trying to figure out, where did you go? Are you coming back for me? Why am I in here? And as that temperature starts to creep up, then they're going to start panicking. It's really hot in here. I can't breathe well. I'm panting. There's no water, etc. So this is just something to keep in mind when we're leaving our dogs in the cars.
And I'm a grown man, grown woman, and and I'm getting aggravated just sitting in here, as a human. So, just imagine what your dog is. Your dog, the only way they can cool down is, through their panting, the pads of their feet when walking on water, or even their anus actually is another way that they can cool down. Well, these are like small orifices on their bodies for their only way to cool down. And also know that the windows are cracked, right now, and something that we would go, okay, we'll just crack the windows, we'll be fine. It's not making a difference whatsoever right now.
Yeah, it is getting warm in here, and we are sweating. So at about 10 minutes, like here in Hawaii, the temperatures are between 70 and 87 degrees year round. So at just a 78-degree day, which generally feels cool to us outside, the car in 10 minutes can go from 78 degrees to 120 degrees. Being outside of Hawaii and somewhere else where the temperatures get even higher, on a 90-degree day, your car can get up to 160 degrees in just 10 minutes. That's just insane how fast it can creep up. So even with the windows cracked, the American Veterinary Medical Association did a study that showed that at 78 degrees and your windows are cracked, it's going to be 32 degrees every 30 minutes. And so it's going to, every 30 minutes, we're going to double that 32 degrees. And that's how quickly that car's going to heat up. Yeah. This is hot.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we're creeping up to 100. We got 100 degrees going now. So. Alright guys, so something weird and funny just happened. As we're doing our recording here, our phone actually hit its maximum temperature on which it could be recording and actually be on. It's completely useless to us right now. You want to push the, does it have it up there still?
I don't know if you can see it.
There we go, see? So our phones can't even handle the temperature on which it's getting into the car at this point. So we're sitting right at 100, creeping up to that 101, 102 marker. Just want to let you guys know what's going on. One phone down, how many is it going to take?
So if your phone dies, you know your dog can die.
Alright guys, we're getting to be about 20 minutes in here. It is getting rough. As you see, we have our little thermostat in the back. It is more shaded in the back than it is up here, so you could imagine how much hotter it would be if the sun was really baking in on one side of the car or the other, through the front, through the back, or left or right. Right here where we're at, that we're not really having that problem yet, except up here in the dash. So you can only imagine how much warmer it's going to be up there.
So we're at 102 degrees. We started off at 92 degrees. And it's sitting there in the back, so it's been about 20 minutes, so it's about 2 degrees per minute, if you think about it.
Alright, so for those of you out there, maybe you don't have a dog, maybe you don't ever take your dog anywhere with you to put him in the car, but you know people who do, or you get to a shopping center or the gas station, wherever, and you happen to walk by and you see a dog in a car. In our minds, what do? Do we just walk by? It's not our dog, it's not our car, it's not our problem. That's not the right mindset to have, because we got to remember, would you walk by if it was a child in that car? Probably not. But we got to look at these dogs as the same way. They're living, breathing creatures, and just like a child, they don't have the ability to make their own choices, their own decisions. We do that for them. Yeah.
And I'm really good at math, and just realized that I've messed my math up, and I guarantee that's because of how hot I am, and I don't really care, but so that numbers I just gave you on degrees was wrong, but it's because my mind can't think correct right now. But yeah, we've gone up 10 degrees in 20 minutes. I can't even do the math right now. I'm too hot. I don't even want to.
10 degrees in 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, we look like geniuses right now. You can start to see the negative effects that it's having on us as adults. You know, not being able to concentrate, not being able to think, getting so hot, and the irritability that kicks in, the anxiousness, like, and we're just counting down those seconds to get out of this vehicle, and we have the option to get out when those seconds are done. And then those dogs and those animals, they don't have that option. I still can't get the math down.
Yeah, I can't. I don't care. Y'all do the math.
I'll think about it in a minute. Maybe I got a pen. I'll do some math on it, or whatnot. But
so like Erica was saying a minute ago, if you go by and you see a dog and you know it's not your dog, it's in another vehicle, I mean, don't just be a bystander. I mean, that's very important, right? You know, if you can, you know, try to find the owner as soon as possible. If you know, at the least, you know, call emergency service, right, to come and assist. And to the point, I'll be honest with you, if it was to the point where I saw that dog was about to die, I'd probably break your window to help that dog get out. So I'm not telling you to go vandalize people's vehicles, but you know, I'm pretty sure you'd be okay with that, especially if the dog saved a dog's life. So.
All right, guys. So we had another malfunction. Another phone went down. All right, so we just swapped it back over. Finish up this 30 minutes and in a hot box on yet another phone. So thanks for bearing with us while we're figuring out how to deal with this. There we go. Error message number 2, temperature too high. Alright guys, so I just showed you the phone. I'm going to show you again. Here we go with our timer. 29 minutes. So we got 1 minute left.
And I can't wait.
So as we were sitting here just a moment ago, Spencer had a good point. He was like, man, this heat, I feel like I'm about to throw up. And we're sitting here and we're about as calm as we can be. So that's another huge sign for the dogs whenever you see them in the car, is the vomiting. Just think about what it's doing to the insides of their bodies at that point in time. So it's not just from the heat, like we're making them too hot. We're actually cooking them from the inside out. So it's just a good thing to remember. You know, some more knowledge.
Yeah. Say that hopefully this never happens to anybody, but say this does happen. You know, read up on how to help your dog. One, call a vet. You know what I mean? Take them straight to the vet would be the best thing. If you don't have that option, don't just throw your dog into a bucket of ice, right? Because then your dog can go into shock. You want to slowly bring that temperature down, but you have to do it as soon as possible, right? So the longer they are in this car, the more chance of them dying. Even if you come back to the car and they're still living at the time, you know, they can die between there and the vet clinic. So don't think that you can just go throw them in you know, a bucket of ice and cool them down, because you're really doing more harm than good. So you got to slowly bring that temperature down. That's why you need to call a vet, take them to a vet immediately if this ever happens. Hopefully it never does happen.
All right, so we've hit our 30-minute mark. Let's see what our temperature gauge has to say right now. I'm just gonna hold it up for you. All right, if you're having trouble with that, it is 123 degrees in this car in 30 minutes. All right, so we started at 85 degrees outside, 92 degrees inside, and we're leaving you with 123 degrees sitting in the sun with the windows cracked.
And so what we actually did, the reason that jumped up so high is because we wanted to see the temperature. The last 5
minutes.
5 minutes. We brought it up here to the front where the sun is directly on us, because a lot of times a lot of dogs, you know, when they get anxious, they'll jump into the front seat, you know, where you last were. So just know that was direct sunlight, and how much it shot up in such a short period of time, versus back there through the beginning of it. So.
All right, so 30 minutes, 123 degrees.
Let's get out of this car.
I'm ready to get out of this car. All right, thanks guys for being with us, staying with us, watching this, and then just stay aware, make other people aware. Mahalo.